Hello everyone, welcome back. So, updates. I am starting to get into a lot of games that I've been meaning to make at least a full suppression of, if not, get to a conclusion to make a review of. With Thanksgiving coming up, we'll be having 2 days off unless they change their mind tomorrow. Tomorrow being Monday of Thanksgiving's week. But if they go with what they said, we're only working 2 days. That'll give me nice free time to get some stuff done. But I've already been tinkering around some of the games I have been far behind in, so hopefully we'll start getting some stuff there. But pickup-wise, this time I'm not going to have it in the update video because it made it really long. It'll get its own separate video. The next indie box I got, Brutal Legend. And that will have its own unboxing video there. So we got lots of random pickups here. That first, Tears of Tierra 2: Heir of the Overlord. This is a sequel to a Japanese-only game, and I haven't tried it out yet. The bastard, I forgot that was in there. But the person, he almost put one of those awful stickers on there too. So. And it has a nice code booklet too. That's very gorgeous, very nice of Atlus. Atlus is one of the last few companies who are doing that for us anymore. And I had the pre-order version that came with the art book, which obviously we'll look more into that when I get a full suppression video of that. So we'll keep that there. A few, put those to the side there real quick. Here we go. These I'm just going to go over real quick. I got these through my thrifting real quick. We're not going to go very extensive in television. This and these I'm going to show off together with you. The Gateway, Black Site, Area 51. Now these 3 titles I got for a load of all the cases and shit I've gone through dumpster diving. So I got Contra Shadowed Soldier. And this was in very good condition, so that one's probably the best. Event Rising, which was a game that Tommy Toledo, who I got to see at Salt Lake Comic-Con, he did the full soundtrack for this, and that's about the only thing that's really noteworthy aside from its contest that it did that went and never fucking got finished. It had a really big atrocity over it. And he randomly gave me this GameCube game, which sadly is not in a GameCube case, sadly, but never heard of it. He probably just wanted to get rid of it. It looks kind of like some kind of action game. I've never heard of it, so it's something I'll have to look a little into. So going on some other stuff, I actually got this particular game, which I have the artwork. I need to actually get in its case and that. But what's funny, I do want to tell a story about this. Now, it was my first big dumpster dive. I mean, before that, my first finds, whatever, was a Watch Dogs PS3 case and 2 random cases. Now, my big first dive that had footage with all those fucking cases, that was my first real haul, and there was a Wii RPG game, and that was this. They threw away its case and kept this behind the counter, and it was never put out for sale in like a bin or anything, or had a replacement case. This thing has literally been in a drawer for, let's see, what was that, like the beginning of October? So almost 2 months, this game hasn't actually been for sale visually. You had to ask for it, and that's how I even got it. Because I looked multiple times, and then one day I was checking on the, because sometimes I checked on a website and randomly kind of see if I could find a interesting whale copies of certain things for the cheap, and it said they had it. So I was like, that's kind of weird. I could have swore I never saw it there. So I asked, and he pulled out a yellow slip that just had the pre-owned. See, normally it would have that, but it just had the pre-owned with that, which meant it was being displayed. And it wasn't being displayed, actually, because they threw away the fucking case. What a bunch of intelligent dumbasses. So I technically have this complete. I just haven't gotten its artwork out and make sure everything's clean in that. So that'll be getting its own complete thing. This is something I've been wanting to actually get down and try out. A lot of people described it as a very strange, tactically Dark Souls kind of thing. So I'm actually very intrigued to try this game out. I heard its Metacritic is going down the hole though, but hey, when the fuck did Metacritic ever decide what the fuck I liked? Probably never. I also got this. This was not in a recording, so this will actually be a legitimate thing, but I did get it through thrifting, and I got half off. The day they were doing a half off thing. It was a Little Big Planet with tons of DLC bonus, over $35 of bonus content. So I don't know what kind of bonus content on now. It doesn't have a code inside either, so I'm hoping that's actually on the disc. I took that as a risk, but not a big deal if it's not. So, and it was originally for $9.99, but everything was half off, so game-wise, so I got that on a bit of the cheap. I haven't even opened this yet, but I pre-ordered the Digimon All-Star Rumble game for the PS3. I haven't even opened it yet, and to be honest, I haven't really liked it, a lot of the fighting games. The PS1 one was okay. I haven't really liked it, a lot of the different Smash Bundle whip-off games that different companies done, so I don't know if this one follows that kind of thing. It looks like it pretty much is. I don't know if it's any good. You know, I'm not saying it's bad. I haven't tried it yet. But I pre-ordered it because I want to see more Digimon games here. Sadly, I don't feel like that's going to happen. I mean, a lot of people wanted some of the RPGs on the PSP and that. So, and then after lots of surveys and stuff, we get that, so. But I'd like to see more Digimon. Now here, this was a dumpster find. It's in a new case. It's all cleaned. The disc was very scratched. I got buffed. It's all I cleaned it, disinfected it, and then I took it to the pawn shop that has the buffle and buffed it. Because if you don't know, buffles use some water and very spongy kind of soft sandpaper, so that's why I disinfected the disc itself, then rinsed off the bacterial stuff and then took it like that, so because it was going to get wet anyway. So, but it has very minor scratches now, and it works perfectly fine. What I find very odd is it doesn't mention it anywhere on the case. Because you see 3 arcade games, but it also has Mrs. Pac-Man on it. That's very odd. But the Geometry Wars and Bomberman Live I did not have. I actually did have a digital copy of Luminous Live, so it's kind of nice to have a physical copy of that. This was very nice find, and like I said, it was a dumpster dive find, and it's now complete and everything, so that's very good. Well, it doesn't have a booklet. I don't know if it originally had a booklet, so I don't know for sure. When I went thrifting, I actually found a Kinect for finally incredibly cheap, so I needed a game to test it out, and I got the Fable The Journey for like $9. It did not have a booklet, so I don't know if it normally did. But I can tell you, very minimal amount of gameplay. Horse Simulator. No, it does have a gameplay stuff, but it solely gives you the wrong impression when you start it. But I have to mess around more with the Kinect to that. Because now I also have Kinect Adventures, because the previous weekend I found 2 copies of Kinect Adventures. One was kind of meh, and one was in pristine condition. Sadly, its cover art wasn't, so I actually, now I feel bad giving, because I, like my first dive, I had like 7 of them. So now I have to actually find a decent cover art that wasn't destroyed. So here, of course, we have Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. I find it weird they did not give it a proper subtitle, just for the Wii U, like they gave up. That seems a little odd. I got to do about 2 hours live stream with it. You know, I have played some more, but I am a little disappointed that they didn't give it a story mode like Brawl had. That was epic and probably one of my favorite additions to Brawl. It's really sad to see it go. Walmart was randomly selling a bunch of sealed games for dirt cheap. Got for $5 with Nimble Me from Capcom. It was some kind of third-person thing. I'm not 100% sure on it. It didn't have a booklet. But it was $5, brand new, sealed, so I was like, yeah, why not? I'm flinging a little money that day. Whew, so much stuff to look through. The Wolf Among Us, a Telltale series game. This I've been very interested in getting, and I'm thinking of doing... There's two things I'm thinking of doing around the Thanksgiving time period, streaming-wise. The Wolf Among Us is one. The other one I've been hinting a little here and now, and I'm still kind of floating in the air about that one. But I'm really thinking during the Thanksgiving weekend of doing hopefully a complete playthrough day of The Wolf Among Us. This has intrigued my interest for quite a while, and of course I've avoided all spoilers as humanly possible, which is basically everything, so nobody's starting it. Back from my first dumpster dive, you might have seen that I had the Lost Planet Collector's Steel Edition. All that I left in my trunk. I don't remember. I left some of it in my trunk. That wasn't the best forced recording of it. But this was from my first major haul of dumpster diving. It was just a case. Now, I had gotten these quite a while ago, but I hadn't gotten to show them off. But they had the discs, both of them, very good condition, for $1.99. So, slapped it together and bam! I had the case and everything all the way clean, disinfected. I took the plastic bits inside out and cleaned the underneath them. Because this thing was soaked, and sadly the book that was in it was destroyed. So it's not 100% complete, but that's pretty nice. I don't know if I'll sell it, trade it, or anything, because I already have Lost Planet. I'm not quite sure if I'll keep it. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do with it yet. So now, Blue Dragon got upgraded to the same status as my copy of Lost Odyssey. Of course, there's no disc on the last slot, but these things are very nice. I found another one, so these things, I love these things. I need to find as many of these as I can. These things are awesome. They're very useful, but I can tell you they really stuff a lot in there. I mean, the booklet there is causing it. They're just in a bit, but these are very nice. I'm very glad I got another one of them. A random thrift. I don't believe I got this recorded. I don't remember. They were selling a whole bunch of stuff for like 10 for $1 or that. They were massively getting rid of discs. Was a World Tour Guitar Hero. I did not have a copy of this. This one's minor damage. Originally I wasn't getting it, but I was getting like 3 CDs, and they're like, oh, if you get a few more, you can just get them all for $1. So. Now here's a very interesting find I got at a Goodwill. Again, this was off camera. There was 2 weekends I didn't bring my camera glasses. I regret it because those 2 weeks were actual finds, while the other ones I bought my cameras were very mediocre finds. So this was a working design game at a Goodwill. Both discs of Growlancer 2. They have very minor, but a lot of minor scratches on them, but they don't look like deep scratches. And I did have to ask them, since they both had $3 on them. I hope that's for both and not individual, and they said it was for both. So I was gonna be like $6 for what was essentially one game, so that would have been jackass move there, but that's a very interesting find there, which I do think I have Guanalancer, I believe. I don't remember 100% if I had that one. If I take a very quick look, I have Heritage of War, which was by Atlas. So I do have one of the games in the series, but the one I got's a different one. So yeah, so that's actually an addition. I can get those buffed if they're a problem. They looked very minor, like I said. I don't remember if I got to show this off in the last one, but I did get Beta 2. I think I did show it off, because I think I remember talking about the double disc thing, but no, Beta 2. And like I said, I did get and this is a clean case, obviously. I had already cleaned the CD. It was perfect condition, but I decided to still disinfect it since its cover art was minorly damaged with water on the bottom. That meant it might have gone inside, even though the booklet was clean. The disc was in perfect condition. So what I basically I figured this would be a good game to test out. But basically, I sprayed it down with lots of bacterial stuff and cleaned it off with cold water. Then I took paper towels and I just dried it off. And I took my cleaning thing to make sure there was because I didn't rub the towels, I just pressured it to absorb the water. And then I took a little cleaning disc thing I have to get any little flakes of paper towel, and it still looks perfect. So I think that's what I will probably do for discs that aren't damaged. Obviously, if they're damaged, I'll just do what I did with the arcade disc, just bacterial, wet it down, rinse it off, and then go take it to get buffed. Let's see, this one was something else I also got through thrifting. I found it interesting because it said from the Cradles of Freddy Fish from the Humongous Entertainment, though it's not affiliated with Humongous Entertainment. So I've never heard of this, so I just snatched it up because of that. These I also got from trading in a crap load of cases and some advertisement stuff again to the one store that I've been giving that stuff. This game is a really odd side-scrolling shoot-'em-up thing. I'm definitely probably going to do a video on this. This he just gave me for randomly free. It looks like some kind of 3D third-person shooter thing. Never heard of it, so didn't pick that out. I don't remember if I showed this off either. I'm having very bad memory. But I do have this nice new little shelf thing that I've been sitting my stuff on, so I will have a much better orderly manner. But I'm pretty sure I did not show off getting the Spirit Cam. I do think I got on one of my thrifting. But the Spirit Cam for the 3DS is a Fatal Frame spin-off. And it's very interesting because it uses the augmented reality card system with this diary book to play. For overall, from what I understand, it's a pretty short game. I think I'm at about the midpoint of the game. It's pretty interesting if you get walking. The problem with the game is it's very tricky with the lighting. You need a lot of lighting with it. But so I had to actually put more bulbs in my living room because most of the lights in here have 3 or 4 bulb things, and I usually just use one bulb. I don't need like balloon burning my eyes out. But I needed to put more bulbs in to actually make it bright enough, so that's my only little minor complaint with that. Of course, Tales of Hearts R, and I need to use the DLC code that came with pre-ordering it, because the bastards put an expiration date on it for next month, so fuck you. That makes me very mad. Now we got a lot of handheld stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty big haul of stuff that I've been meaning to show. I got this for $7 sealed, the Robopocalypse, which is some kind of real-time strategy game. I haven't tried it out yet. I've seen it a few times before in the past. Get that reflection off there. It was published by Tecmo, so it'll be interesting to try, and it does have a GBA slot in it, so that does show that it is a bit old. Now here I know I actually talked to Pixie about this a little bit and several other people. This game recently became a hacker's dream for the 3DS. The Cubic Ninja, and as you can see I got for $17 when people are buying this thing. Basically, once news of this came out for it being used for hacking, pretty much everyone and their mom was buying it for its original cheap $3 to $5 prices from everywhere humanly possible, and started reselling it for $30, then $50, then $70, and I'm hearing now there's people trying to sell it off for $100. It's like ridiculous. Even 99 Gamers has people selling it for like 80 coins. It's fucking stupid. But originally I was going to get this from GameStop when I heard about that, because what I'm hoping is somebody will get a bypass for the region protection. That would be so awesome if somebody can bypass the fucking region protection with this thing. That is why I bought this. If that doesn't happen, then well, I guess that doesn't happen. Have to wait for somebody to find something else out. But that's why I got this, if somebody does figure it out. Because it's still in the early stages, but it's been released and that, so people are obviously doing that. And Nintendo panicked like fuck. They like this is only on. Pardon me. This was only on the eShop in Japan. Excuse me. Don't judge me. But this was only on the eShop in Japan, and they removed it like within several hours of that news of the hacker releasing that he used this game to hack the 3DS and put the homebrew channel on. And apparently in Europe they asked EB Games to actually completely delist it and stop selling it. And of course in America, GameStop fucking lowers the price to, I believe, $35 or $39 from its original $4.99 price. So that's why the very next day after they raised the price, when I was going to go ask the manager if she could get a copy of that for me, I just went and bought this one. So from my local pawn shop. They've had this forever, so I bet they're happy to finally get rid of that. Okay, so some stuff here. Hidden in this DS case, I randomly put a Game Boy Color game that I also got, again, for trading off, focus though, for trading off all those cases and some on standees and stuff. See, basically, I get a game, two or three from him, so I've been doing okay on that. So I also got 2 more handheld games. This is, I only got to try a little of it, but it's some kind of semi-card game RPG thing. I've never heard of it. If anyone knows more about that, I'd actually be interested in that. Then here I got for 99 cents, well actually technically a little less since I'm a pro member, but Spore, Spore Creatures, which is a fighting game of the Spore franchise. Don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that idea, but whatever. I did get Fantasy Life when it came out, and I think I also showed that. Man, I'm so glad I got that shelf, because now I can avoid this issue, because now I occasionally been re-showing stuff that I've always showed and that, so now it should be a lot more organized with the little shelf thing I got there, because I've basically just been putting whatever new stuff I've been getting on there, so. Anyway, another game I got through trading all that stuff that I've been dumpster diving that I don't want, Monster Party. This is a very notorious NES game. Even in Japan it's pretty notorious, so it's pretty nice to find it. It's kind of average inside. It's not dirty as hell, but it's not perfectly pristine white. But the case looks awesome. No damage to the label or anything, so it looks very nice in that regard. Now, I got these from GameStop, but the cases I got through dumpster diving. and they were in great condition with no damage to the art or booklets. So, and obviously they're in nice clean cases now and that. Normally, like, this is like one of the reasons I did not get The World Ends With You, because I could never find one with its case and stuff, and even now they still charge $20. Usually loose discs and shit, I don't usually mind getting if it's cheap. But if you're charging like $20+, it's just a fucking disc. I'm just, fuck you, unless it's rare or something. I don't want your fucking worthless ass thing. If people on Amazon are selling it for the same fucking price with all its contents, I don't fucking give a shit about your copy than GameStop. But since I got this is one of the few times I ever actually got one of the loose games for like 20 bucks. Because, well, it presented me an opportunity to get a complete copy. So, you could say the dumpster diving actually encouraged me to actually buy this. But somehow, something tells me that ain't gonna make them less pissed if they ever found out I did it. I got WarioWare DIY, like, for like $1.99 for the bargain bin. And what was funny about this particular title, that one DS game that was from Atlas or NIS, like one of those two, that was very puzzle centric, that was new and they downgraded it to pre-owned. It was a gutted copy. This was also a gutted copy, and I didn't see it in the bin when I found that one. And I still had the artwork and stuff, and I saw it in the bin, so I was like, oh shit, that was also brand new gutted. So, and it was downgraded to like $1.99 or something like that. So I got that too, so I got that, and it's all complete and everything. Moving on, these should be the GBA games I again got for trading in artwork and standees and all those cases. Kirby's, that was Kirby's Nightmare on Dreamland, which is an enhanced version of the NES game, which I am very familiar with the NES game. I got to try out a little of this one. It seems pretty nicely reminiscent of it, except for all the mini games are completely different, so that's a little odd. And Kirby the Amazing Mirror, which I've never played that one, so that was, of course, a nice find there to go with it. And that should be everything. Yes, it looks like that's everything new. And like I always said, you know, I did get a Kinect for very cheap. I had to get the wire, obviously, because I have a original Xbox 360. Which was originally I was going to get one for the pawn shop because they were selling them for $20, but they don't have the wire, so I was going to get one from Amazon. But when I was talking about, I asked the GameStop if they had them, and they said they're only with the Kinects. And the last time I looked at the Kinects, they were $39, and that was still too much in my opinion. They had dropped them. The normal Kinect without the wire is $14 now, and with the wire is $24. And since the wire's like $7-ish on Amazon, and you throw in shipping and that, that's pretty much the same thing. So I was like, sure, I guess. Look at them, and I picked the one that was in the best condition, and I've got to try it very minorly. There's a lot more stuff I'm more concerned with getting done. Aside from that, like I said, a little off time for the Thanksgiving weekend here, hopefully. And I am getting some videos and that updated here and that, so hopefully things will be going good and that. Aside from that, I don't really got a whole lot to throw out there. Aside from it's just getting cold. Very cold. But that's an update on new stuff in the collection and that. So if you got any questions or anything, please leave a comment down below, and I will see you later, and praise the motherfucking sun. Booyah!